Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. It has been months. I can't even remember the last time I actually did a video, a talking video. I can't remember the last time I even posted. I genuinely just can't remember. But anyways guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Ambassador Manager King. Yes, the big one, not the little one that's on period. And I'm just actually human who's trying to take one day at a time. Guys, today is actually a Sunday, so today we're going to get a special Sunday spender package sermon. You heard me right. SSS, you know where it is. Sunday splendor sermon, something like that. You know what I mean? It's okay, I'm not going back. And today we are talking about something that each and every one of us has felt along the way. Every single person on earth, repeat after me, every single person on this earth has probably experienced it. And you know what I'm talking about? I'm definitely talking about failure. Crazy, right? I know, it's so great. Now, one thing is for sure. Each and every one of us has failed in our lives at every point in our life. Maybe you failed an exam. You know, that maths equation, maybe that Pythagoras theorem that you didn't know where the hypotenuse or how to find the hypotenuse. Okay? To me, I actually don't know, so don't ask me any questions. Or maybe you did a business plan and didn't just work out, a relationship ended really badly. You know, there are different things that people consider as failure. And maybe you even prayed for something and for some weird reason you feel like, oh my god, I didn't pray for it, I didn't expect it, blah blah blah. Well, I'm here to tell you, sis, I'm here to tell you, brother in the Lord, I'm here to tell you that failure is certainly not the end. It can never be the end. Many people make the mistake of thinking that one particular setback is gonna, you're just gonna stay there for the rest of your life and you're living in regret. One disappointment now becomes a permanent label. One mistake now becomes something you're gonna live for in prison for the rest of your life and you feel like you can't move forward. I'm here to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in the Lord, that you definitely can move forward, because failure is an event, is not your eternity. It is not your permanent situation. It's not something you're gonna live for the rest of your life. You have to get up, pick up, and get up. What the hell did I just say? I don't know. But anyways, you know what I'm talking about. Y'all make me laugh too much on this. Y'all make me laugh too much that sometimes when you do motivation, it sounds like you're laughing. Okay, we're just gonna go straight into failure is not the end. You know what I mean? Now I want to really define what failure actually is. Failure is actually a teacher disguised as disappointment. You heard me right. Write it down in your books, honey. Failure is a teacher disguised as disappointment. Mind you, and note this too, that God puts setbacks in your way for you to learn from it. Something that you probably might not have even learned from success itself. You learn it through your failures. Learn how not to do a particular thing. Give you a practical example of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison learned how not to make a light bulb. He didn't fail at making a light bulb because he still made it at the end of the day. He just learned how not to make a light bulb. So when it comes to you, failure should be how not to do a particular thing that you're aiming at. Not that you fail completely, I'm never going to move back up again or get back up again. Take this example of a child. When a child wants to learn how to walk, what happens? They fall again and again and again and again, right? Because you're not gonna say, you know what, walking is certainly not my thing, using that whole excuse. And because sometimes when we fail at something, we're just gonna use the excuse, you know what, it's certainly not my thing. Maybe it is your thing, but because you had so much setbacks in it, you just step away from it and just believe, you know what, it's not my thing, and you give up easily. Failure is not meant to make you give up easy. It's rather meant to make you get back up and keep walking. Get your shit back on, get your purse on, and keep walking. It's not meant to stop you from doing what you're supposed to be doing, or make you sit back and do nothing. Now I want to give you guys a very practical example. This is biblical. Obviously, as you guys know, this is Splendor Sunday sermon. I finally got it right. Clock it. So yeah, Joseph in the Bible. Joseph faced lots of setbacks. If you can remember from the story, he was, betrayed by his brothers, thrown into prison, falsely accused, of course, then thrown into prison. But we see many people who say that, oh, he faced so many setbacks, which means that his dream cannot be fulfilled. That means he failed completely. Like, whatever people might be talking about him, saying, oh, you dreamt this about, oh, look at you now. But you know what God was actually doing? God was training him in that point. Because if you can remember, when he was in prison, he met two important people. He met the cupbearer, and who did he meet again? He met the chief baker. And he was learning how to interpret dreams while in prison. So when God sent him to prison, it wasn't for him to just stay there, it was for him to learn and develop his gift. So one important thing we note from Joseph's setbacks or Joseph's so-called failure is that when you're in failure, you learn to develop a particular skill that you probably have not noticed, or probably you had but you just ignored. That's one important thing we get from Joseph's story. And when Joseph, interpreted his dreams, of course it took 2 years before the cupbearer obviously remembered Joseph and then said, oh, Pharaoh, this guy can help you interpret your dreams. But it took that setback to make him understudy and understand that gift in total. And guess what? He saved lives in Egypt. He became the prime minister of Egypt. He didn't let those setbacks push him back. You clocking it with me? He didn't let those setbacks push him back. Rather, he let those setbacks push him forward. He didn't let those setbacks make him stay on the. He didn't let those setbacks make him stay on the ground and make him start to think, oh, you know what? I do this, yada yada yada. I hate my brothers. No, he wasn't. Staying in regret, while wallowing in, in betrayal, in guilt, asking himself, why did I not even just sleep with Potiphar, going back and thinking, no. He trusted God and he trusted in the process. That's the greatest thing. He trusted in the process. He didn't let those setbacks push him back. Like I said, you should let your setbacks push you back. That's why the Bible says it in Proverbs 24 verse 16. He basically says, the righteous fall 7 times, but they rise up again. He didn't say that the righteous never fall. The righteous are gonna fall because you're human, you're not perfect. But what's the most important thing? They get back up again. They keep pushing. They keep walking. Even if they can't walk, they crawl. Even if they can't crawl, or if they can crawl, they walk. If they can walk, they run. Regardless, they keep moving. Not allowing their setbacks or not allowing failure or their fall to deter them from their great future that the Lord has proposed for them. And one thing is for sure, one thing I've obviously observed is that every great person, every successful person, every entrepreneur, every great person in general, every great inventor. We took, for example, I mentioned Thomas Edison. Every great individual has failed once in their life. But the only difference, like I keep saying and I keep on saying, is that they didn't allow that failure make them quit. They didn't allow that failure to deter them from their dreams. Rather, they learned how not to commit such mistakes in pursuing their goals. They learned the things they should and shouldn't do. They learned the companies they should keep and the companies they shouldn't keep. They didn't say, oh, you know what, I failed, I'm not doing this no more. They persevered, they kept on going. Obviously this is a Sunday sermon, and I know there are some people out there, you might have prayed, you might have cried, you might have sacrificed, done a lot of things, and you feel like God is not answering you. God is not even listening to me at all. But I've come to tell you one thing, and that's the fact that God sees everything that nobody else sees. He sees your tears. He sees your efforts. He sees your faithfulness in your grind. I always keep saying grind. I don't know. People in this generation grind. Your grind, your hustle. He sees your hustle. He sees how, persevere you are. I don't know whether I should put in persevering or persevered, or how your perseverance in total. You get what I mean. Perseverance is the first word. He sees your perseverance. He sees everything. He sees your integrity in your word. And you think that he's going to let you stay by yourself or not complete it? No. Rather, what he wants you to do is keep learning, keep growing. Because that failure, that setback is supposed to be something, honey, that you're supposed to, remember and understand what to do. He wants you to learn from your experiences so you can be able to teach other people what not to do. Now I'm going to give you some practical steps after failure. Very practical, very simple and short. Now the first one is learn your lesson. Ask yourself, what did I actually learn from this? What did I learn from pouring water on the ground? I learned that I'm gonna fall. Learn the consequence of each action when you failed, because failure has a consequence, right? So when you do something, there's a consequence, right? Exactly what I mean. So let's say you pour water on the ground. What's the consequence? You're gonna fall on the ground. You're gonna slip. In the same way, every single thing you do, you understand what you did wrong, what was the consequence for this action, what are the pros and cons of going with this particular action in mind. That's the first one. The second one is going to be, do not live in regret. Stop living in regret. Because if you continue to live in regret, you're going to drown yourself in so much sorrow. You're going to be depressed. You're going to feel like a failure when you're not a failure. And mind you, if you believe it or not, even if you continue to live in regret, it's not going to change anything, because you can never change the past. You can what? Never change the past. So stop thinking about something that is dead and gone. Focus on your present and the future that is before. You can only change the things in the present, not the things in the past. Leave it as it is. Learn from it. The third thing I would say is keep moving. Yes, I failed, but I'm gonna keep moving. I'm gonna keep doing. I'm gonna keep, continuing what I have said. Continue in the progress, trusting in the process. And last but not the least, I'm gonna trust God's timing, because God's timing is the best. I said this one day in a sermon, which is, it's not think it then achieve it. It's think it, plan it, then achieve it. So if you're thinking that you can just think you can build a plane now, you're wrong. You have to think it, plan it, then achieve it. Anyways guys, this is going to be all for today's video, and I hope to see you again in another video. Hopefully I do another one. Of course I'm going to do another one. I'm going to keep going with the grind. This message is also for me, y'all. Period. Anyways, see you in another video. Bye darlings. Just know that Jesus loves you, okay? Jesus certainly loves you, because that's why he's sending you this message. Bye darlings. Mwah.